Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have some very important information to go over today. EA might be sold to become a private company at a rough evaluation of, get this, $50 billion. There are 3 new Battlefield 6 maps we get to take a look at, and there were a bunch of leaks of weapon skins that will be in Battlefield 6, which of course are causing a bunch of division. I've seen people that love them, I've seen people that are losing their minds, saying this is the complete end of the franchise, so that's about on par. Let's get into it. If you enjoy the content, hit the sub button, like button, and of course swing by a stream. Battlefield 6 is less than 2 weeks away. I honestly can't even believe this is reality. So I'll get the big bombshell news out of the way first. According to a Wall Street Journal report, EA is closing in on a deal with a group of investors that includes a private equity firm called Silver Lake and Saudi Arabia's public investment fund to become a private company at a rough valuation of $50 billion. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know whether or not this is good or bad. However, I have seen very divided community response from this. Some people say that maybe becoming a private company will make long-term decisions easier. Others say that this will just completely destroy everything and they're going to want their $50 billion back, so they're going to pump up a bunch of slop and start releasing games yearly and pump microtransactions. So we don't really know what's going to happen. I don't believe this deal has officially gone through yet, so we'll just have to wait and see what this does, if anything. Next up, we get to take a look at 3 brand new maps for Battlefield 6, 2 of which have layouts we can take a look at. This is the layout for Manhattan Bridge Conquest. As you can see, very simple layout, 5-flag layout, classic. I believe Devastation from Battlefield 5 was laid out like this. In terms of size, people are saying this is a medium-sized conquest map. I have some people complaining that there are actually too many urban maps in Battlefield 6, but I remember a distinct period in time where people were on their fucking hands and knees begging for urban maps, and now that we're getting some, apparently it's too much. So again, you just can't please everybody. I certainly wish we had something to compare the scale of this map to, but again, it is apparently a medium-sized conquest map, as is the case with New Sobek City. I think New Sobek City, which is on your screen right now, might actually be larger than Manhattan. But I have a few questions with this layout. Again, we don't really have the scale of the map to reference here, but if you take a look at the A and B and then also E and D points, they're pretty close to their respective uncaps. So it makes me wonder how this map is actually going to play. My gut tells me there's going to be a ton of fighting for the C flag. That is where the main interest will be. My gut also tells me, just looking at the overhead view of this map, that there is a ton of verticality present, particularly on the B flag, A flag, and C flag. In terms of scale, again, this is referred to by people as a, quote, medium-sized conquest map, so it should fit right in with the other maps in the game. New Sobek City is in Cairo, Egypt. It is one of the maps that was leaked early on, and people identified it just because of the building structures. People knew it was in Egypt, so I'm definitely excited to get my hands on that map. And then we have another map. This is called Saints Quarter, and my chat corrected me earlier when I was going over this on stream. I could have sworn this was already a map we played in the open beta, but apparently it isn't. And then I figured out this is a map that's also set in Gibraltar. So there are 2 Gibraltar maps with an insanely similar aesthetic, and it completely fooled me. I'm not so sure how I feel about there being 2 maps in the game with such a similar aesthetic. Maybe that's a bit of a, nitpicky way to look at things, but this did certainly fool me, and I thought it was the exact same map we played in the beta. It's not. As you can see, this map is going to focus on close quarters gameplay. I even heard on Reddit that this map is apparently going to be infantry only, so expect the conquest layout of this map to be quite small. Out of all the maps here, I'm definitely most excited for the one in Manhattan, and there is a little gameplay here from a Japanese game event that was going on. As you can see in the background, I mean, the aesthetics of this map are super cool. I've always liked the idea of fighting in areas you're not supposed to really be fighting in, i.e. these really crowded urban city areas. Judging from the gameplay, there are going to be a lot of situations where you are really just fighting on streets and it feels crowded, but you can jump through these buildings and shops to get through other parts of the map, and the flow looks as if it's going to be quite predictable, like it was in previous iterations of urban Battlefield maps, such as Sane Crossing and other variations. Let me know what map you're looking forward to playing the most in the comment section. And now we're going to get to yet another skin debacle with Battlefield 6. There were leaks from a Telegram channel once again showing some skins that are going to be featured in Battlefield 6. I cannot show you the skins, but let me just give you a gist. Basically, the comment on Reddit that I saw that really encapsulates this the best was the top comment on the post, and they said they're on par with the skins in Battlefield 1 in terms of aesthetics, and nobody had an issue with them, so it would be pretty hypocritical to complain about these skins now. And then somebody said, agree, but it's Reddit, so there's a 100% chance of people complaining. And I have to agree, the skins are not over the top, they're not insane. It's not like a Call of Duty where there's a fucking roller coaster going inside of a demon's mouth or anything. I think the person that said these are akin to the Battlefield 1 style aesthetics is absolutely correct. It's just in a modern twist. There are some interesting, unique details on these weapons. There are some areas that are gilded. There are some areas that may be a different color. But in terms of these weapon skins being anything ridiculous, I would have to disagree. I don't think this is going to destroy the game's immersion or destroy anybody's experience. And let's face it, we all knew this stuff was coming, so it isn't necessarily a surprise. So that's really it for the news today. I'll use the end of this video to tell you guys how I'm feeling about 2 weeks out from Battlefield 6. There's a ton of feelings. I mean, it feels almost overwhelming. It's exciting. It's terrifying. It's basically just a massive amalgamation of feelings. But in the end, I just really hope that the release goes really smooth. I don't want it to be one of those things where the beta went super well, then the release of the game didn't go super well, so everybody that's hyped up because of the beta gets immediately disappointed. I can just see that happening. I don't know why. It's just such a DICE EA thing. So fingers crossed on everything going smoothly for every part of the game, campaign, multiplayer, battle royale, portal, whatever have you. In terms of content plans for Battlefield 6, obviously you guys know I'm going to try to do everything. I'm going to try to cover all news. I'm going to try to do guides and tips and tricks tutorials, basically everything you guys can think about or are asking for. And I might push stream times back so my streams go live at a more convenient time for people in more parts of the world. Typically I stream right when Europeans are starting to go to bed, that sort of area. I might push it back to maybe about a noon EST start time, so in different parts of the world, it's a little more accessible. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is just sharing the experience of another Battlefield launch with my community. I remember Battlefield 2042, and I remember BF5. Both of them were, well, we know how they were. They weren't great. And I just really hope this time is great, so we can remember it fondly, as opposed to the previous 2 Battlefield game launches. But that's it. Gonna be a very busy guy here in about 2 weeks, pumping out as much content as I can for you guys. If you enjoyed the channel and want to follow Battlefield 6, hit that sub button, hit the like button, and of course, let me know your thoughts on everything that went down in this video. Swing by a stream, all links are in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.